billionaire sheikh wants to forget a poor girl, but seeing her pregnant changes everything. Layla stood barefoot, her worn-out dress a stark contrast to the gleaming marble of the palace's entrance. At 23, she bore the weight of poverty like a badge, her heart beating faster with each echo of laughter from inside. A lowly shopkeeper's daughter, she often dreamed of a different life, one filled with riches she only glimpsed. "You shouldn't be here, Layla," murmured her friend Hannah, the heavy scent of jasmine swirling around them. Amidst the fragrance of fresh dates and brewed saffron tea, the sounds of a grand celebration pulsed through the air. It was a lavish affair as Sheikh Amir welcomed his high-profile guests. Crescent moons shimmered from golden chandeliers, while laughter cascaded like a waterfall. "But I must return the necklace," Layla insisted, clutching the precious item she had found in the market. Drawn by the glitzy world behind the towering gates, she stepped forward, her heart racing with hesitation. For a moment, she glimpsed Sheikh Amir, a striking figure draped in intricate robes, a magnetic charm radiating from him, a man consumed by power, yet deeply haunted by loss. Tension crackled as their eyes met, and in that split second, an ancient spell hung in the air. The crowd faded, the world narrowed, to just the two of them. Layla felt her heart seize. "Did you steal that?" Amir's voice was low, his gaze piercing. Panic coursed through her. "No, I merely found it." Her voice trembled, echoing the chaos in her mind. Around her, the laughter continued, but it felt like a distant memory. She would never belong to this world. Just as she turned to leave, a flash of recognition crossed Amir's face. Their paths had crossed once before, long ago, in the dusty streets where he had stopped to help a crying child, and she happened to be nearby. The memory flickered in Amir's mind, pulling him back like a tide. He hadn't thought of her in years, yet her essence remained, woven into the fabric of his thoughts. "Wait," he called, but Layla had already fled, her heart pounding as she stumbled into an alley. Days turned into weeks, yet Amir couldn't shake her from his mind. Then one fateful evening, while attending lavish banquets and charity balls, the unthinkable happened. A hushed conversation rippled through the opulent halls. "Did you hear? Layla is pregnant." Amir's heart sank. His breath caught in his throat. The world he had built seemed to shatter around him. "No, it can't be." His voice cracked as realization dawned, knots twisting in his stomach. Unbeknownst to him, Layla stood just outside the palace gates, clutching something more precious than jewels, a tangled web of emotions swirling as she peered through the ornate ironwork. As their lives hung in the balance, two worlds drifted closer, and yet the distance between them remained a canyon wide. Hey, before we dive back into this amazing story, I've got an important warning. Lots of subscribers told me YouTube removed their subscription without notice. Take a second to check the red button below and make sure you're still subscribed. I don't want you to miss any exclusive content that's coming up. And while you're there, smash that powerful like button. It really helps with the algorithm. Let me know in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love meeting every awesome person in this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's interact. Amir stood frozen, staring at the ornate gates. His mind raced. Layla was pregnant. The truth twisted like a knife in his gut. He felt trapped in a whispering crowd behind him, laughter now bitter. "No way," he murmured, trying to absorb the news. His eyes darted to the entrance. Was she still there? Did she hear? Across the courtyard, Layla clutched the twisted iron bars, her heart pounding. The world around her faded. She had expected love, perhaps kindness. But now, fear gripped her. Who was the father? The laughter inside turned sharp, slicing through the air. She wanted to flee but felt nailed to the spot. Amir's powerful presence pulled her, deeper than before. Moments stretched, heavy with emotions, every echo a reminder of the distance between their worlds. Suddenly, a voice broke through her thoughts. A woman, flanked by two imposing men, stepped into view, her voice raised. "Did you hear?" she said, eyes bright with malice. "Layla isn't just pregnant. She's been seen with a man from a rival tribe." Gasps erupted from the onlookers. Shock painted their faces. Amir's chest tightened. Rivalry had been the source of bloodshed between families for generations. "Stop!" Amir shouted, his authoritative voice silencing the murmurs. But the damage was done. Layla was now an outcast, a pariah. "Layla!" he called, his heart roaring in protest against the churning gossip. She met his gaze, trembling, and then it all crashed down. What if the child wasn't his? What if she had fallen into another's embrace while at her lowest? The thought pierced him deeper than any accusation from the crowd. "Please," he urged, stepping closer, desperation in his voice. "Tell me the truth." But before she could respond, a figure surged through the throngs of people, an older man, his face lined with worry. The entire crowd gasped in unison. It was Layla's father. "What have they done to you, Layla?" he shouted, his voice thick with fear. Layla recoiled. Her father had sworn an oath against the Sheikh's family. She felt sick. All the resentment and pain of her past coiled around her like a constrictor. "Father, please," she pleaded, tears pooling in her eyes. "It's not what you think." But he wouldn't listen. His face was a mask of fury and betrayal. "You'll bring disgrace to our family. You—" The crowd shifted, whispers blending into a cacophony. The air felt electric, tension gripping fists and hearts alike. Amir, feeling the impending storm, sought to intervene. "Fire!" someone screamed, pointing to the palace's entrance, where a flicker of flames danced in the shadows. Panic erupted. Guests dashed for the exits, ignoring what had just been revealed. Layla's father stood unmoving, the firelight illuminating the fury in his eyes. "Your kind can't be trusted," he roared at Amir. But the blame hung in the air like a thick fog. Amir's jaw tightened. He had just found himself entangled in a web of past betrayals. He didn't just want to protect Layla. He wanted to uncover the truth. But who was really the father? And could they survive the chaos now? Erupting around them. As the flames crackled louder, Layla turned, fist clenched. "Amir!" she called, her voice desperate with fear. But the answer lay buried in the shadows, waiting to emerge. Amidst the swirling chaos, Layla felt her heart race. The flames crackled behind her, casting eerie shadows that danced across her father's furious face. "Layla!" Amir shouted, panic threading through his voice. But she hesitated. She had to prove her innocence. What would Amir think? "Listen to me!" she cried, but the crowd drowned her out. Each gasp and murmur only deepened her isolation. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the throng. It was a tall man with sharp features, Layla's brother, Samir. His eyes burned with indignation. "Get away from her!" he shouted, stepping forward, fists clenched. The tension in the air crackled like the flames nearby. "Samir, stop!" Layla yelled, panic rising in her throat. "You don't understand." But he wouldn't listen. "You're bringing shame to our family, Layla. You've betrayed us." His words pierced her like daggers. "Just let me explain." Her voice trembled, fear clawing at her insides. Before Samir could respond, Amir moved closer. "Layla, I need to know. Is it true?" His intense gaze searched her face. "I don't know what they're saying," she blurted, voice cracking. "I swear." Behind them, her father stepped forward, pointing a shaking finger at Amir. "You think she's safe with you? You think any of this is right? Your name will taint ours forever. Your kind has brought pain to my family too," Amir shot back, his voice rising, strained with unspoken hurt. Just then, a shock sent ripples through the crowd. An elderly woman, one of their neighbors, began to speak. "Layla's mother. She didn't die of illness." Gasps erupted like fireworks, faces turning to her. The air chilled, hearts hung heavy. "What do you mean?" Amir demanded, eyes wide, searching for answers. She died in an accident," the woman continued, voice shaky. "But not just any accident. It was during a brawl between your families." Layla's heart sank. She had heard whispers, secrets suffocated beneath years of silence. Her mother, lost in a feud? How could she face that truth? "I didn't know," Layla whispered, feeling the world spin. Pain rocketed through her chest. "How dare you!" Samir shouted, fists shaking with fury. "You never told us." "Enough!" Amir roared, but the damage was done. Their family's history loomed like a thundercloud, heavy, dark, inevitable. Layla felt a lump in her throat. Her world was unraveling. "What else don't I know?" she whispered to herself, fear choking her words. The weight of secrets imported more chaos as the fire spread, flames licking closer. A brief moment of calm fell, but it was fleeting. "Layla, come with me," Amir urged, his hand reaching out. But before she could respond, the crowd shifted. A loud, shattering noise erupted from the palace, sending everyone into a frenzy. "What now?" someone screamed, panic rising. Layla turned, eyes wide with terror. Amidst the confusion, a figure emerged from the smoke. It was a woman in a flowing gown, face hidden beneath a dark veil. "Your mother was taken from you, Layla," she called, voice echoing eerily through the chaos. Her words hung heavy in the air, suffocating hope. "Who are you?" Layla shouted, confusion bubbling like boiling water. "The truth guide you," the woman whispered, stepping into the light, revealing familiar features beneath the veil. It couldn't be. Layla's world tilted. Her mother? No, it couldn't. "Mother!" she gasped, heart racing, sanity slipping. As the flames raged, a truth darker than night loomed just beyond reach. Would her family's ancient wounds allow them to survive? or would everything they held dear burn in the fire of betrayal? Amid the chaotic scene, Layla's heart raced. The woman's familiar features sent a wave of disbelief crashing over her. "Mother?" she breathed, struggling to comprehend the reality unfolding in front of her. The crowd went silent. Eyes widened. The tension in the air felt thick enough to cut. Layla's father staggered back, disbelief etched across his face. "You? How can this be?" he stammered, fingers shaking. Her mother stepped closer, revealing her haunting gaze. "I have come to warn you, my child," she said, voice heavy with urgency. "The secrets must come to light. They can no longer remain buried." "Secrets?" Layla echoed, her chest tight. "What do you mean? You were gone. You left me." The hurt spilled out, anger mixing with confusion. The terrified murmurs from the crowd were nothing compared to the tempest stirring inside her. Amir watched, caught between bewilderment and hope. "Is it true?" he asked, jaw set tight. "Are you really her mother?" "Yes, Amir. But there's no time for explanations. Layla is in danger." Her mother's eyes darted around, locking on the shadows lurking in the distance. "You all are in danger." "Danger?" Layla's mind reeled. "What are you talking about?" "Your father swore to protect you from the truth. But those who seek power will stop at nothing." Her mother's voice shook. "You thought it was an accident? Your mother's death? It was planned." Gasps erupted from the crowd. The heavy weight of the accusations hung between them, almost tangible. Layla felt the floor fall away beneath her. "Planned?" she repeated, heart slamming against her rib cage. "By who?" The sound of crackling flames echoed as the nearby fire surged. The heat intensified, licking at their heels, fueling the urgency. "There isn't much time. Your father is hiding something. He is involved." Her mother's candor crackled like the fire behind them. "Stop it!" Layla's father shouted, voice trembling with rage and fear. "You're lying. This is madness." Tears streamed down Layla's face. "No, you lied to me. You let me believe I lost you." "Please," her mother insisted, raising hands in a plea. "It's true. I was trying to protect you." Amir's brows furrowed. "What's happening? What are you saying?" Layla's brother Samir stepped forward, fists clenched. "You're a traitor. We can't trust her." But Layla's heart began to soften, battling the rage and hurt. "If there's truth in this," she whispered, "I have to know. I can't keep living in the dark." Suddenly, amid the swirling chaos, a shadowy figure emerged from the smoke. A man cloaked in dark robes, his face hidden beneath a hood. "There is much to uncover," he said, voice smooth and chilling. Amir's expression turned fierce. "Who are you?" The robed figure stepped closer, eyes glimmering like coals. "You have something that belongs to me, Layla. And the truth isn't merely a luxury. It's a weapon." Layla felt a chill run down her spine. "What truth? What do you want from me?" The man pointed to the palace, where flames danced higher. "The truth about your mother and your father. But it will cost you dearly." In that moment, the wind picked up, swirling debris like a storm. Layla felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. Her eyes darted between Amir, her brother, her father, and her mother. "What do you mean? What else is there?" Silence enveloped them, all eyes riveted on the cloaked figure. The fire crackled ominously behind, shadows darting like hungry wolves. Your fate is bound to the past, and until it is revealed, none of you will. Be safe, he said, voice echoing like a haunted whisper. Panic surged through the crowd as his words sunk in. The air thickened with fear. Layla's heart raced. Every conflict, every secret, every betrayal started to intertwine. What if, she barely breathed, what if I'm not even who I thought I was? The ground seemed to tremble, destiny hanging in the balance. Just then, the flames roared, swallowing more of the palace, and Layla felt an overwhelming sense of dread close in. What if everything she thought she knew was a lie? Before she could grasp the magnitude of that thought, darkness loomed closer, waiting to unveil its bitter truths. And no, one was ready for what was about to come. Amidst the panic, Layla felt a sinking despair. The cloaked figure's words hung in the air, thick as smoke. She looked around, eyes darting from Amir to her brother, then to her father. Confusion and dread churned in her stomach. "What do you mean?" she whispered, needing answers like a drowning person gasps for air. The figure raised a gloved hand. "It's all connected. The fire, your mother, the betrayal. This is just the beginning." His voice sent chills down her spine. "Connected how?" Amir stepped forward, eyes blazing with anger. "Are you responsible for any of this?" "Perhaps," the man replied, a smirk hidden beneath the hood. "What do you want with us?" Layla's voice trembled, barely breaking through the tension. "Your father has something that belongs to me," he said, his tone mocking. "And it's time for the truth to come out." "Enough!" her father shouted, stepping protectively in front of Layla. "You are the one threatening us." Then, without warning, the figure reached into his robe, producing a small, ornate box. The sight of it knocked the breath from Layla's lungs. It seemed familiar, like a phantom from her childhood. "Your mother entrusted this to me before she vanished," he revealed, his voice heavy with implications. "Inside is the truth, the truth about your lineage." "What?" Layla sputtered, heart racing. "You've got to be kidding me." The crowd gasped collectively. Whispers swirled as eyes narrowed with curiosity and fear. "Your lineage is more stained than you know," he continued, voice smooth as silk. "As for your father, his hands are far from clean." "No," Layla's heart pounded. "You can't be serious." "I am." The man stepped closer, the flames casting flickering shadows. "Your mother wasn't who you thought. She was part of a scheme, a plan that spanned generations." Tears pooled in Layla's eyes. "No, it can't be." "Layla," Amir whispered, stepping toward her. "What if it's true? What if your father—" "Shut up!" her father interjected, face contorted with rage and fear. "Don't listen to him." The figure smirked. "You see, he fears the truth. He knows it will shatter everything." "But what truth?" Samir shouted, fists clenched tight. "What is he talking about?" The figure turned toward Samir. "Your father played a part in your mother's disappearance. She was seeking a more powerful alliance, one that could have changed everything." Layla felt her world tilt. "Why didn't anyone tell me this?" Suddenly, the robed man pointed a bony finger behind her. "Because your family has hidden the darkest secrets from you." A massive crack echoed through the courtyard. "A part of The palace crumbled under the relentless fire, sending dust and debris flying. The crowd erupted into chaos, stepping back from the impending destruction. Everything swirled in a cacophony of fear. Layla's heart raced faster than she ever thought possible. "Amir, what is happening?" "Don't know," he yelled back, standing firm. "But we can't let him get away." As the pieces of the palace fell around them, the man suddenly turned to leave, not even looking back. Layla felt a pull in her gut. "Wait," she shouted, lunging forward. "I can't just watch this," she decided, her heart pounding. "I need to know." But before she could move closer, Amir grabbed her arm, his grip firm, not without knowing the full truth first. Their eyes locked in a battle of determination. The figure melted into the shadows as flames danced closer, engulfing memory and legacy alike. Just then, behind them, a shriek pierced the chaos. "Layla!" Her mother's voice broke through the noise. "What?" Layla turned, eyes wide. "Where?" In that moment of vulnerability, an explosion echoed, shaking the ground beneath them. Bright light flashed, and then darkness swallowed them whole. The ground shook, tossing Layla off balance. She stumbled, trying to catch her breath, eyes darting everywhere. Where was her mother? The flames roared, sharp and hungry. They felt too close, too real. "Amir!" She turned, tracking down his familiar presence. He stood frozen, eyes wide, as he searched the quickening chaos, the crowd scattering like leaves before a storm. "Layla!" he shouted, trying to push through the crowd. "We need to get out!" But all she could think of was the woman she thought had disappeared, her mother. "Wait!" Layla cried, desperation rising. "She's here! She's—" A deafening crash cut her off. A piece of the palace roof collapsed, sending debris flying, followed by cries of shock. "Get back!" Amir yelled, pulling her close. He shielded her with his body, instincts kicking in. "Where is she?" Layla could barely scream, panic clawing at her throat. "I don't know." Amir's voice was ragged, filled with urgency. "But we can't stay." Just then, a figure emerged from the haze. The cloaked man stood against the flames, calm, like he thrived on the chaos. "You want the truth?" he bellowed over the crackling noise. "Then take it." He flung the box to Layla. It landed hard, dust rising. "Open it," he demanded, "and you will see." "What is happening?" Layla shouted, heart racing. Amir's grip tightened. "Don't! We don't know what's inside." Ignoring him, Layla knelt, hands shaking around the ornate box. It felt cold, heavy, almost alive. She inhaled deeply, fear swallowing her whole. "Layla, please." Amir pleaded. In a trembling breath, she flipped open the lid. Inside lay a necklace, striking and beautiful, with a shimmering emerald at its center. But there was something else. A folded piece of paper, aged and yellowed. "What is this?" Layla whispered, grabbing the note. She unfolded it with trembling fingers. Images of her mother's face flickered through her mind. The note revealed secrets, names tangled in family history. "No, no," she gasped. "This can't be real." Amir leaned closer, eyes scanning the paper. "What does it say?" The words pierced her like daggers, a revelation that shattered everything she believed. They were connected to the very conflict that haunted their families. "Your mother wasn't just running from danger," Layla stuttered, looking up. "She was part of it. She betrayed them." "No," Amir's voice cracked. Behind them, her brother Samir shouted, "What's going on? What does it mean?" But the robed man only sneered. "You're not just a victim, Layla. You're a pawn in this game." The pressure mounted in her chest. No one around her could comprehend the truth. "She used you to survive," he continued, voice low and mocking. "Your mother isn't innocent. She played both sides." Shock washed over Layla's face, raw and clear. "That's a lie!" But doubt slithered, bruising her heart. "Is it?" he challenged. "Was she truly the mother you thought, or just a woman grasping for power?" The flames roared again, and in that moment, a haunting whisper drifted through the smoke. "Layla." The voice beckoned from the shadows. Familiar, warm, heartbreaking. "Mom," she gasped, eyes wide. But the figure emerged not as her mother, but as someone else entirely. The woman she'd once called a friend, the one that had abandoned her during their darkest days. "What?" Layla could barely breathe, confusion spinning through her mind. "Why are you here?" "Because, Layla," her friend said, eyes lighting up with power. "It's time for you to choose a side." Before she could respond, a hand shot out, grabbing her wrist painfully. It was Samir. "This is all a trap. Don't listen to her." The fire drew closer, and the crowd pulled back, urgency escalating. Layla felt torn, her heart a battlefield. Could she trust anyone now? "Run!" Amir shouted, pulling her closer, urgency radiating from his eyes. But before they could escape, the world darkened further. As smoke swallowed them, she caught a glimpse of her so-called ally. A sly grin crept across her face. In that moment, everything shifted. The horrifying truth twisted toward Layla. Her heart thundered, fear paralyzing her. What name would she choose? As her mind raced, darkness enveloped them all. Flames surged higher, and her friend's eyes glinted with sinister promise. And just like that, she realized the real battle had just begun. The heat was suffocating. The flames closed in like a predator stalking its prey. Layla could barely breathe, the smoke swirling around her, thick and choking. Her heart pounded so loudly she thought everyone must hear it. "Run!" Amir pulled her forward, his grip firm. But she was transfixed, eyes locked on the face of her friend. "Choose a side," she had said, that wicked grin spreading across her lips. "Why are you doing this?" Layla shouted, desperation clawing at her throat. "Because it's time for you to wake up." Her friend replied, stepping closer. "You've been living in a fantasy. They've all lied to you." "No." Layla shook her head, mind racing. "My family loves me." A sudden crash made everyone jump. A beam fell, sending dust and debris raining down. The crowd scattered, screams rising around them. Amir shielded her again, eyes fierce. "We need to go." But her friend didn't stop. "You're the last piece, Layla. You don't know what's in your blood. You're exactly what they fear." "What do you mean?" Layla could barely whisper, fear curling inside her. "I mean, you're not just a shopkeeper's daughter. You belong to something greater, something powerful." Layla opened her mouth to protest, but doubt crept in. Images of her mother, the necklace, the letter, it all spiraled together, creating a storm of confusion. A loud bang echoed. Someone shouted. The flames licked closer, and she felt the heat against her skin. "Let's go," Amir shouted, but she couldn't move. "Layla!" Her mother's voice cut through the chaos, urgent and desperate. "You have to listen to me. Don't trust her." "Mom?" Layla's heart dropped. "Where are you?" But before she could find her, the robed figure moved closer, eyes glinting with something dark. "Your mother," he said, voice low and smooth, "had her reasons for disappearing. She wasn't just running. She was trying to protect you from the truth." "What truth?" Samir demanded, stepping forward, fists clenched. The figure turned, addressing Layla with a smirk. "You want to know who you really are? Open your eyes. This isn't just about family feuds or old grudges. It's about destiny." Layla blinked, trying to process his words. "Destiny?" "Yes. The blood that runs through your veins belongs to a line of leaders, powerful leaders. But your father has hidden it, shielded you. He claims it's for your safety, but he's just afraid of what you could become." "No," Layla gasped, clutching the box tighter. "No, my father wouldn't." But doubt crept in, wrapping around her heart. The screams of the crowd echoed, drowning her rational thoughts. "Trust him? The man who kept you in the dark?" the friend pressed, eyes glimmering. "You don't even know what your name means. It's time for you to claim your legacy." "Lies!" Samir shouted, stepping forward, defiance radiating from him. "You're manipulating her!" "You think the fire is the only danger?" the figure replied, spinning slowly, as if relishing the chaos. "No, it's what lies behind you, those who wish to control this legacy, this power, are coming for her." As if to punctuate his words, a crack shook the ground. The flames roared, rising higher, threatening to engulf everyone. Layla felt panic grip. "Get back!" Amir shouted, taking Layla's arm, trying to pull her away from the chaos. But she stood frozen. "Layla," her mother's voice echoed again, stronger now. "You must choose." The shadows warped around them, fear twisting tighter in her chest. Could she trust her mother? Or had they all been hiding secrets she wasn't ready to hear? Every face around her seemed blurred. "Layla," Amir urged, fear threading through his words. The room spun. Then, a piercing scream. Her mother's face appeared among the flames, desperate and full of anguish. "It's all a lie," Layla realized, shock crashing down on her like a wave. What if everything I thought I knew was intentional? The air thickened with smoke, and she struggled to think clearly. Whispers filled her ears, dark warnings. But at that moment, through all the chaos, a fragment of clarity cut through the confusion. A figure cloaked in deeper shadows emerged behind her friend. And with a sudden clarity, Layla turned to the woman, with her pulse racing. "Who are you?" The figure smiled, revealing her face, and everything froze. It was someone she never expected to see. Everything went silent. "Hello, Layla," the woman said, voice dripping with venom. And in that moment, Layla felt the ground beneath her start to give way. The shadowy figure stepped closer. Layla's breath hitched. "You," she whispered, voice breaking. The figure pulled back their hood, revealing not just any face, but that of her childhood best friend, Aisha. The crowd gasped. Confusion and disbelief swirled around them like the smoke choking the air. Aisha? Is it really you? Layla's heart raced, hope mixed with fear. Yes, Aisha replied, voice dripping with a strange blend of sweetness and bitterness. I'm back because you need to know the truth. What truth? Layla's chest tightened, emotions crashing against each other. What are you talking about? With a twisted smile, Aisha motioned to the robed figure. You've been fed lies your whole life. Your mother's secrets. They lead back to our families. To me. Why would you do this? Layla's eyes brimmed with tears. You were supposed to be my friend. I was, until I learned what your family tried to cover up. Aisha shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. You're not just some innocent girl in a forgotten shop, Layla. You're the daughter of a traitor. The crowd murmured, disbelief stitching through their voices. Layla felt her heart drop. What do you mean? Your mother had plans. Plans that included your future, but not the way you think. She was going to betray everyone. She was meant to take power away from my family and yours. No! Layla screamed, shaking her head. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but I do. Aisha's eyes danced with a manic glint, captivating and horrifying. I thought I could save you, but I realized you were the key to everything. Key? To what? Samir stepped forward, fists clenched, protectiveness flooding his voice. You're lying! Am I? Aisha countered, face hardening. Your father was involved. He didn't just raise you in ignorance. He lied to protect his legacy. Layla felt the air close in around her. Why didn't anyone tell me? Why keep me in the dark? It's not just your mother, Aisha replied, her tone lowering to a whisper. I've seen what they'll do to keep their secrets buried. Suddenly, the cloaked figure chimed in. This isn't just about family feuds anymore. This is about survival. The smoke curled tighter around him, trapping everyone in an unsteady present. Survival from what? Layla's heart hammered. From those who will come for you, Layla. Those who want to claim what's yours by birth. Your heritage runs deeper than you realize. His voice was low and threatening, echoing in the chaos. The ground shook again, and flames roared, illuminating their faces. The crowd stiffened, tension thrumming in the air. Layla felt trapped, fear squeezing her chest like a vice. Run! Amir yelled again. Urgency heavy in his tone. But Layla stood paralyzed, wrestling with Aisha's chilling revelation. I can help you, Aisha said, stepping closer, sincerity creeping into her voice. But you need to trust me. Trust you? Layla's voice rose, anger surfacing amidst the fear. After all this, you've done nothing but betray me. Aisha's expression faltered, but resolute anger returned. I'm trying to save you from an even bigger betrayal. Just then, the crowd gasped as another explosion rocked the palace. Flames shot high and dust rained down. Layla! Amir shouted, urgency breaking through. We need to move, now! Amir grabbed her wrist, trying to pull her away from the chaos. But Layla felt torn between the friend she once loved and the past she didn't understand. Layla, this is your chance. You could be something more. Aisha's voice rang with desperation. But Layla felt the heat pressing closer. The truth twisted around her like smoke, disorienting her with its implications. What if everything they had believed was built on lies? "Time is running out," the robed figure warned, eyes fixed on her with a chilling intensity. "No!" Layla felt tears blur her vision. Truths and lies collided inside her, threatening to drown her. "I have to know. What is my heritage?" Aisha leaned closer, whispering urgently. "You're destined for power, Layla. But with power comes sacrifice. We are bound to enemies on all sides." Before she could grasp the enormity of those words, another explosion cracked the air. The ground shook violently. With panic in her eyes, Layla struggled to keep her focus. "Just come with us," Amir shouted, pulling her, urgent and fierce. But Layla hesitated, the fire blinding. The world around her dissolved into chaos. What was she meant to become? "Choose, Layla," Aisha shouted over the din, voice fierce. "Your future hangs in the balance." As the intensity of the flames surged higher, Layla closed her eyes, feeling the weight of her totally uncertain future. And in that moment of chaos, a new truth beckoned from the shadows. Would she step forward, or would everything explode in fire and ruin? The world seemed to spin, every choice splitting in two, like branches on an ancient tree in a storm. And Layla's heart pounded as time slowed, uncertain and terrifying. What if taking sides meant losing everything? The air felt thick, like a fever dream. Layla's heart raced, each beat hammering against her chest like an alarm. "Choose, Layla," Aisha repeated, her voice sharp like broken glass. The flames danced higher, crackling ominously. She could feel the heat tightening around her throat. It was suffocating. With Amir tugging at her arm, she wavered. Between trust and betrayal. What if Aisha was right? What if there was a destiny waiting for her? But doubt gnawed at her. She remembered the laughter they shared, the secrets and whispers of growing up. It all felt like a cruel joke now. "Layla!" Amir yelled, voice laced with urgency. "We have to get out!" The crowd pressed in, eyes wide with a mix of fear and shock mixed. Her father's face was a storm of anger and regret. "What have you gotten us into?" he snapped at Layla. Each word pierced her like a dagger. "You need to listen to me. This is not a game." "Dad?" But her voice fell short. A ha of panic swallowed it whole. "Enough!" Aisha shot back, annoyance spreading across her features. "You're all terrified of the truth, and the truth will consume you." The crowd was now shifting, whispers mixing with shouts. Layla felt her legs tremble as everything spiraled out of control. Amir still pulled her along. "We should go," he urged again, desperately. "Wait, no, I need to know more," Layla cried, heart racing. But as she looked back, something in Aisha's eyes shifted. There was a flash of something deeper, more terrifying. "Fine," Aisha relented, an unsettling calm washing over her. "But you need to understand the cost. If you embrace this truth, it could destroy everything you hold dear." "Stop it!" her father shouted, hands balled into fists. "You don't have a clue what that means." "Your family has buried the past," Aisha continued, her voice chillingly steady. Your mother's so-called disappearance was only the beginning. The truth, it's far more lethal. Another rumble echoed through the courtyard, shaking the ground beneath them. Layla's breath caught in her throat. "What are you saying?" Aisha leaned in closer, lowering her voice. "Your bloodline, it's tied to something far darker than you can imagine. You're a key, Layla. But keys can unlock very dangerous doors." "Why should I believe you?" Layla spat back, but her heart wavered. "Because you're my only hope," Aisha replied, eyes pleading. "If you don't embrace this power, I fear they will come for you. They haven't forgotten." Then the robed figure stepped closer, eyes piercing and gleaming under the flames. "And what if I told you I know who will come for her? I've seen them." Fear swept over Layla like ice water. "Who?" The figure grinned widely, revealing a wicked delight. "The very people you're supposed to trust." "What?" Layla's voice cracked, disbelief cresting like a wave. "Who?" "Your own family," he said, voice dripping with malice. "They've been waiting in the shadows for a chance to claim their prize." Shock jolted through her. Her father was silent, anger retreating, replaced with stunned disbelief. "No," her father's voice trembled with a mix of fear and rage. "Layla, it's a lie." But Aisha pressed on. "They want your power, Layla, and they will not hesitate to eliminate anyone in their way." "No," her father roared, desperation in his tone. "Don't listen." Suddenly, the crowd erupted into chaos again, a wave of panic as more smoke billowed forth. Layla felt the ground shift beneath her feet. "Amir!" she shouted. "What do we do?" "Run!" he yelled, pulling her into the maelstrom of fleeing bodies. But before they could escape, Aisha's chilling reminder hung heavy in the air. "Remember, Layla, sometimes the greatest threat comes from the ones you love the most." And in that moment, as the flames surged, a shadowy figure materialized from the smoke, revealing a familiar face. It was her mother, alive but changed. "Layla," her voice rang above the chaos, desperate and electric. "You have to trust me." Everything stopped. What was happening? As the fire raged on, the truth nestled in the center of chaos, ready to erupt. The real battle was just beginning, and Layla stood frozen. Between love, betrayal, and an uncertain future, would she find her way before it was too late? The flames crackled around them, chaotic and wild. Layla's heart raced as she spotted her mother, alive, yet worn by secrets. "You're here," she exclaimed, tears spilling from her eyes. "I've always been here," her mother replied, voice steady yet heavy with pain. "But there is so much to explain, and little time. We need to get out." The crowd surged, panicked cries echoing as the smoke thickened. Amir pulled Layla closer, fierce protectiveness flooding his gaze. "We can't stay here. We need to go." "But what about the truth?" Layla shot back, glancing at Aisha and the robed figure, seeing the conflict in their eyes. What'll happen if we just run?" "Knowing the truth could destroy you," her mother warned, urgency lacing her tone. "But it doesn't have to. We can confront this. Here now?" Aisha snapped, skepticism in her eyes. "What hope do we have against them?" "It's about family," Layla declared suddenly. fear giving her voice strength. We can't let fear dictate our lives. If we face the truth together, maybe we can break these chains. Amir nodded, determination sparking in his eyes. She's right. This is our chance to take control. Just as the ground shook violently, the robed figure stepped back, observing with chilling calm. You won't truly escape. The war isn't over. The battle is just beginning. No! Layla shouted back, anger surging through her. I won't let you manipulate me any longer. Her mother approached, reaching for Layla's hands. You have the strength. We're stronger together. Whatever comes, we face it as a family. As she held on to that connection, everything around them froze momentarily. The crowd stilling, the roaring fire dimming. A simmering tension floated in the air, as if they were suspended between the past and their path ahead. Layla inhaled deeply, grounding herself. Let's do this, together. With that, they turned, moving toward the cracks of light peeking through the smoke, leading them into an uncertain future. The crowd parted, witnessing their resolve, their choice echoing in the charged atmosphere. Amidst debris and shadows, Layla felt a shift. She was done living others' lies. She would carve her own destiny, one she had yet to fully understand, but one filled with possibility. The journey ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but she faced it with an unyielding heart. As they stepped into the light, shadows whispered behind them. The true meaning of her legacy still veiled. Whatever comes next, we stand united, Amir whispered, squeezing her hand. With their embrace signaling unity, Layla looked back one last time. Flames flickered behind her, framing the chaos, a haunting reminder of everything she'd had to confront. Yet, as they stepped forward, the whispers faded, leaving a trail of new beginnings. What secrets still lingered in the shadows, waiting to be unearthed? Only time would tell. What do you think happened next? Don't wait another second to share this finale with 5 friends who need to see it. Only true fans understand how vital these actions are. Join the adventure.